Hey, my name is Chris. I live in Las Vegas. I'm an occultist and a magical practitioner. And I'm doing a series on occultists and con artists from the past who invented magical practice that is still being practiced today. Now, this handsome gentleman right there, that's Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley is a big favorite of mine. So, his story goes like this. Oh, and by the way, this is a contemporary of both Rasputin and Blavatsky, and a whole bunch of other people of his time. In the 1800s, in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, there was a resurgence in spirituality and talking to spirits and having seances, having occult parties, occult studies was big. And there was a big outbreak of those practices being done. And this guy was a big leader into that. Now, Aleister Crowley, his story goes, he was a nice upstanding gentleman in England. He was studying the occult. He decided to break off of the tradition of his parents. He adopted the name the Beast, as in the Beast of the Book of Revelation, because his mom used to call him the Beast as a child when he was being naughty, okay? There is a whole tradition where you leave Christianity and you decide to practice anything but Christianity, and he was a big proponent of that. So, this guy studied all the occult teachings of his time. He decided to jam them all together and call himself a master leader of the occult, basically in order to build his own practice, to build his own religion, to draw up a whole bunch of his own followers and kind of live off of them. So, one of his biggest works was the Book of the Law. And so he says, this is the story that he claims, he went to ancient Egypt with his then wife. She fell into a trance when they had taken a nap in the Great Pyramid, and she basically spoke up a whole bunch of words in which he wrote down, which became the Book of the Law. And this is the whole idea that this chick, his wife, channeled the Book of the Law for him to translate and bring into the world. And later on, he himself would channel and do magic rituals, calling upon angels. Supposedly, he had called upon UFOs and conjured up demons. And the whole idea of his story, of course, is I'm channeling from a higher source from heaven, right? Now, what's more plausible? He made it all up in order to create followers and to create a whole new system, or he was really in contact with magical, mystical spirits. His ending wasn't so happy. Now, he had lost all of his money. He was in the care of friends and his followers at the time, but supposedly he had died of either syphilis or heroin addiction. None of that has been substantially verified, and occult followers that still follow him today would say that was all a lie, that he died an old man and he was happy when he died. Other abouts and stories of him is that he died as a heroin addict. Again, his ending is a little fuzzy. But as far as his magical practice and the practice of Thelema, which is basically his signature practice that is still practiced today, he had a very famous line that do what thou wilt. And the idea that there is no law, there is no rules in the world of magic, that your knowledge in and of itself will rule your practice. Now, he had created a very renowned occult system. He created a very detailed tarot, and even I have his tarot in my decks. So I'm a big fan of Crowley. Do I believe his story? Absolutely not. I believe he made it up in order to gain an occult following. But hey, I could respect that. And when we get more and more into the 20th century, you will see that this is a theme, that people in the occult will make up a practice when the whole time it was just a con. And again, this is Aleister Crowley.